Hi, everybody. So joke's on you. It's not Resident Evil. It's Biohazard 3.
Oh, true.
Yes, that's right. In Japan, it's called Biohazard. Fun fact about that, they were going to call it Biohazard in the West, but there's a German band named Biohazard, so they had to change the name. But with me, I am not alone. I have the great Marphoria with me on commentary.
Hello, everyone. Abby, thank you so much for having me today.
Yay. Also, does anybody have a costume preference? Because the PC version just gives you all the costumes right away.
Ooh, what about Regina from Dino Crisis?
That's an excellent choice. I like it.
I hope it's number 5, because I don't remember which one it is.
Well, it'll be a surprise.
Hooray. So in 3...
I do believe it is actually number 5.
Okay, cool. So in 3, 2, 1, let us begin the run. Now, you might be wondering why run the Japanese version, because obviously the GOG version has it in English and etc. That's because it runs terribly if you have it installed in English. So you want the Japanese version if you want to, one, speedrun the game because the timer only works with the Japanese version, but also because the game runs awful if it's in English. I don't know why. And it is, in fact, number 5. That is the Regina outfit. Of course, Dino Crisis also came out the same year of this game, though the PC port didn't come out until 2000. And so it works. If you wanted the most PC-rich feature, but you wanted a console, you want the Japanese Dreamcast version. For whatever reason, the Japanese Dreamcast version has a bunch of PC features, but doesn't have
September 28th, daylight.
them in the English version for whatever reason.
Overtaken the city.
It's really weird.
Somehow.
Also, the game is still very English.
Still alive.
I just love how it's called light mode, light and heavy mode, because it reminds me of DDR and the difficulties.
Yeah, that's the other thing, too. If you ever look on the speedrun board and you're like, why is there an easy, a heavy, and a hard, and a light? It's because the different versions have different names. So now I'm just grabbing the key, and because we're on light difficulty, we don't have to worry about many things, because check out all of this ammunition and what have you. So that's right, you automatically start with the shotgun and the Magnum in your inventory, so that's one RNG thing less that you have to worry about. Because we have the Magnum, we don't need to worry about the grenade launcher, so it's like, huzzah, which is great. As we're going to head to meet Brad, but we don't know that Brad is in here. But surprise, he's going to be coming out right here. Fun fact about Brad's voice actor, he actually lives in the same city that I do. And he also streams on Twitch under the name OG Brad Vickers.
He's so nice. He's the nicest guy ever.
I've seen a lot, especially from the voice actors who participated more in the early Resi games. They just really love to lean into that about themselves.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen the same to be true of Wesker's original voice actor.
Yes, also, side note, speaking of Wesker, Wesker's 4 remake voice actor also lives in the city as well. He also streams on Twitch.
Talk about a city full of stars.
So we're gonna hopefully, good, we were able to skip that one. Now, in terms of the fastest method for getting through here, I'm not 100% sure if turning around to the first door is it, or if running and grabbing the lighter and then going to this door is it. Because if you click on that door, no matter what, you have to watch Brad do 2 shots to the zombie. Also, you have to wait for him to kill the zombie regardless of whatever you choose, for it will not allow you to move. And then we've got this zombie, never trust it, so I'm just like, all right, take care. And then we're going to move, and then hopefully they don't break out. Again, it's RNG whether they're going to break out right away or give you some breathing room. I also want to make sure that I'm in the right spot, because if you're a single pixel off, the game goes, no, I cannot use that item. And it's like, but I'm staring at it? No.
Yeah, that was always the final piece of inventory puzzles in these games is, do you have the right items? Are you combining them in the right order? And are you standing on the correct pixel?
So now we're going to get introduced to Nemi, and this is also where Brad dies.
Unfortunately.
Hence why you can see him in RE2, because technically we're here a day before Leon and Claire get here. I'm selecting option 1 because fighting Nemesis on light difficulty makes no sense because he doesn't drop anything for you. So every option I'm going to be choosing is to just not have to deal with him. Now, what kind of RNG do we have here? We have the bad zombie RNG here. So we're going to go this way. Luckily, they're spread out enough. But we have to remember that on the way back.
I mean, let's be real, especially with the character arcs of the characters in the early Resident Evil games, not dealing with it is basically the canonical choice for everybody.
I mean,
we got a rookie cop, we got a college student, like nobody's prepared for what's happening here.
You're not wrong.
They'll be hardened real quick.
Granted.
So with that puzzle that I just solved, there are 4 different options, and it's completely random which one you're gonna get. And so that one was 4011. The only other one that I didn't use was 4312. And it's pretty much just a guessing game. I don't even know how you would find out the correct answer for that, but we also don't have time to go find the correct answer. Otherwise, we're gonna sit there forever, and we're speedrunning. We don't have time to wait. So we hear from Carlos, or somebody. We don't know who it is yet.
It's Carlos.
Shh, it's secret. We can't let it be known that we played this game like 16,000 times, and now we have Nemi's introduction again. Again, we're just gonna run. He will chase after you. He will chase after you in every room, which is not nice. But don't worry about it. We made it through. For whatever reason, he hasn't been chasing me into this hallway, and I don't know if it's because I'm selecting the option to just run away from him, because I believe if I had selected the fight option and just ran away from him anyway, he would have chased me into the main hallway. So basically,
I was going to say, to my knowledge, he doesn't chase you into the main hall, whether you pick the choice at the beginning or not. He'll normally chase you for about 5 rooms, like regular rooms, but he doesn't chase you into save rooms or that main hall, if I remember correctly.
So we basically went into the RPD to be like, hey, I need a lockpick, which basically looks like a paperclip. And I'm like, Jill, you could have gotten a paperclip from home, maybe. But that is the only reason for the RPD. And again, we are here a day before Leon and Claire show up. And I'm just like, who unboarded all of these doors and whatnot? Because again,
who went around boarding them up between this and the next day?
Well, supposedly the outbreak's been happening. I think the outbreak starts on the 27th. I think. Don't quote me on that. But still, it's just kind of like, And then we're introduced to the first enemy that can poison us, / also they like to try to like eat our brains. It's like, please don't. Again, if they spit at you and the spit hits you, you will be poisoned. It's no fun. The other enemy that can do that are spiders. Again, blue herbs, very helpful for that. Next, we're going to grab this. We're never going to get rid of the lockpick. We're going to use it one more time, though. And then we're going to select option 1 again, so we don't have to deal with Nemesis as much. If you choose option 2, you'll explode the restaurant, but he'll like get back up and chase you again. Whereas here, it's just like, oh, I guess I don't know where they went and everything's fine. Never mind the fact that the basement's flooding, but whatever, it's fine.
You also have the option to not make a choice at all, and the game will make a decision for you, but you will take some sort of damage doing it that way. So you've got to choose quick.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how much time you have. Oh, okay. I'm getting comboed here. Always fun. Okay.
Slightly mobbed. Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, game. Don't go into the save room, by the way. If you go into the save room, Nemesis will be waiting for you. Very bad choice going in there. Now, I could have gone to the newsroom first, but Nemesis would have been in there. And I have no idea what either of those choices do. There's a couple of spots where you can choose to go somewhere and Nemesis will show up and be like, hello, I'm here to see you. And you're like, oh no. Also, if you chose option 2, Nemesis would show up in here as well. Once you grab the green diamond thing, you know, the thing that's going to open up City Hall. And it's like, huzzah. But since we chose option 1, he doesn't show up at all, which is very nice because he can just be like, I'm going to grapple you forever. And it's not going to be fun. However, I am
of course they're using a green, gem to keep, like, who doesn't secure their municipal buildings with odd baubles and jewels that they find lying around?
Well, also,
that's just how commerce gets done.
Yeah, in Resident Evil 2, the police station's riddled with puzzles with gems and medallions and things of that nature. So I guess we all have time to find these things and put them in places.
Yeah. Raccoon City was founded by a group of hoarders. They just made all their favorite things the keys to different buildings.
You might say that they were raccoons.
Aha.
So again, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, you just need to put them in. And of course, we're opening 2 inventory slots right now, which is really nice. Now, you could have gone and gotten the rusted crank, so that way you could have gotten the first piece of oil, or the piece of oil from the gas station. However, doing that causes extra dialogue to happen. Carlos tries to give you items, and also it's an unskippable cutscene because you're like, we don't know where Nikolai is. He's not joining us. I understand. And gives you flame grenade rounds. But if you do it after the pharmacy, Nikolai's the one who tries to kill you in the gas station by lighting it on fire. And you don't get that dialogue at all. You just get to, like, skip a cutscene. It's great. There's also a cutscene that you can get if you don't get all the items to start the train car, or streetcar. But what are streetcars other than kind of funky trains? Where Mikhail is fighting some zombies. There's no reason to come back here to see that. But it is an option. So there we go. And then we meet Carlos and Nikolai. Putting that on in light difficulty does not give you the extra inventory space. So it's just like, here you go.
Yeah, you start with the full 10, right?
Yeah. And then we finally have the wrench. We will be using the wrench twice. So right now we're doing what I like to call inventory trade, because we'll be picking up an item here that allows us to trade for, because basically we need 3 items, and the last one being the battery to activate the lift to go into the power station. But we can't grab the compass to turn the statue around without the book, because if we try to grab the compass without putting in the book, basically an unending waterfall breaks our path. So it's like, oh, well, okay then. So that's why we have to do a bit of an item trade. Oh, I didn't realize I was out of ammo. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Luckily that guy's knocked down on the ground for now. Definitely gonna pay.
Use of shoulder charge.
Indeed. Just have to make sure that I guess he's did he? Nope, there he goes. I have to keep track of how many shots I'm using, because reloading in the menu is faster than reloading through animation. And so it's like, huzzah. Carlos, why wouldn't you fight the zombies? I actually thought I was about to get bit there, and I was going to be like, oh no, because sometimes Jill likes to get hung up on walls. So yes, we'll be running back and forth for a second, because again, we've got to do that item trade. So there we go. And then we're going to go back to the statue to get the battery. Because somehow putting a compass in an arm causes the statue to completely turn around, which makes no sense at all. But you know what? 1998's weird.
Something magnetic north. Don't think about it too hard.
I'll take your word for it.
That shotgun spread was very far. That's impressive.
Yeah, the shotgun goes really far in this game. There will be times where, like, you're on the other side of the room and it's like, oh, you have hit this person with a perfect headshot. And you're like, I didn't even see that person. But okay. Cool. Also, despite the fact that this is the Japanese version, it is uncensored. If you were to play the console ports of any of the Resident Evils in Japanese, their heads would not pop off. You would just see them, like, it would make the noise, but their heads would still be attached. But for whatever reason, the PC version does not have that, which is very interesting. So now we're just running back. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, you'll notice throughout the run, different enemies will pop up and stuff like that. The area where Abby just ran through with the crows, that can be either crows or dogs. And that's something that's really interesting about OG Resident Evil in general, is that the run is full of RNG, just tons of it, coming down to the enemies, the puzzles. Some puzzles are static, but a lot of them are RNG, like the puzzle in the police station with the little locker and things like that. So that's kind of what helps keep this run fresh and spicy and things like that.
Yeah. The puzzle I'm actually about to do is one of the static ones. Yay, knockdown. So this will always be the same, though there are two solutions for different things. The second room there will give you either the Magnum or the grenade launcher. Again, whichever one you don't get in the RPD is going to be here, but we don't need to worry about that, so we're just going to do red, blue, 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 which gives us the fuse room. And then we're going to intentionally summon Nemesis. So there's two options here that'll give us. If we do option 2, Nemesis won't be around until after we're done with the pharmacy. However, I want him now because that way we won't see him till after till we're ready to leave the city. So he pops up here. However, it is a bit of RNG whether he'll stop chasing you after you're done here. So sometimes, depending on things, I'm not exactly sure what the values are, this is where he ends. However, sometimes he will chase you until you get back into the car park, though typically you won't see him. And it looks like we've got the option where he's not going to chase me at all, so we won't see him until we're leaving the city.
Imagine him riding that elevator.
You're right. Just quietly, like elevator music playing, him humming to himself.
And then there we go. We've got dogs. There will be more multiple choice as we go here. Though for another enemy that we won't see for like a long time after we're done with the city. So there we go. Dodging.
Nice.
Again, dogs are favorable over zombies because they are more dodgeable. Sure, they're more likely to be a wall, but they're much more easier to deal with. Now, if you're wondering why I talked to the fire hydrant before grabbing it, it's because, again, you need to be in a certain position. But if she talks to it, you know you're in the right position. So it works out. Because that one wants to be a little extra finicky. No, we have zombies. Bad zombies. How dare. Again, I prefer to have dogs there because I think it's like 9 zombies to 3 dogs. And I'm like, 3 dogs is much more reasonable to get through.
Right, to say nothing of the fact that dogs can't exactly grab you with opposable thumbs or anything, so...
No, but they can grab you with their teeth.
Teeth, right. But it seems like the radius for zombies to grab is a little more aggressive. Why you were describing dogs easier to get away from, yeah? Or is that at least part of it?
No, they're not as grouped together.
I see.
They're more spaced out, so it's like, huzzah, uh-oh. We're getting comboed again. They want my brain. They want my brains. So here we meet Nikolai. He kills one of the dudes, and he's like, his excuse is zombie. But story-wise, it's like, no, there's a reward, and I want all the money to myself. So we're gonna try Safsprin. Yes, it is. What's the word I'm looking for?
RNG. This is one of the RNG puzzles, and Safsprin's the most common password there. It could be two different ones. It could be also Adravil or Aquacure, and Aquacure is the very rare one. So let's see if Adravil works here.
No, it's Aquacure. How?
Oh, goodness. Goodness. Yeah, you'll see some runners, they will reset over something like this because time is of the essence.
Yes. So there's a thing here, which is after we grab the first piece of the oil or gasoline that we're going to make. Oh, okay. So we may have had bad RNG puzzle, but right now I can make what I need to make. And you might be wondering what I mean by that. And it's the fact that I can't. I don't have enough room. No. But having all three of those right now is really good because that means I could have made a triple C. Now, why is triple C important? Because that means I could make magnum ammo because I will have to make magnum ammo. But I made part one of Okay, cool. Again, I wanted to be really careful with that shot because the steam does do damage and it can kill you. So you're like, oh no. Ooh, good. Very spaced out zombies, so those shots worked. Usually shooting there is a bad idea.
Imagine trying to escape the zombie apocalypse and going down to a occupational hazard. A loose steam vent.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. And again, if I had have selected electrocute the zombies, this is where Nemesis would have shown up. But because I didn't, we're good to go. Very good.
It's amazing all the different places he can pop up because, like we said, based on different decisions and all that stuff, that depends on where he appears.
Yeah, definitely a very clever way to keep a game replayable in what you'd think would be a relatively straightforward single-player game that's supposed to play out similarly every time. But they took their ingredients and remixed them very smartly.
And
yeah, absolutely.
One thing about if he's chasing you after the pharmacy, those brain guys wouldn't be in that hallway or in that alleyway. They would be gone. Now you want to select option 1 there because option 2 will actually bring you back outside, making the game be longer. Oh no.
I swear that's the funniest decision in the whole game because those boxes are heading towards you and it's either pull yourself up or fall down. And it's just ridiculous.
I have chosen to be hit by boxes. I have not yet considered the ramifications of this action, but I chose it all the same.
But think about it though, maybe she's so fast that the boxes don't hit. They just fall. And everything's
Everyone thinks they're faster than gravity.
I mean, to be fair, Jill is a former Green Beret.
That's true. You got your essential crank that appears in pretty much every Resident Evil game, whether it's a crank or bolt cutters, like in the newer ones.
There are actually 2 cranks. Fun fact, though the non-rusted one won't work to open the gas station. It's actually for that little alleyway where we see Brad fighting those zombies for 2 seconds and running away. I don't know what's in it, but it will not open this.
In the shutter, there's extra ammo and stuff in there.
Oh. So now we're just opening this up and we're gonna get 2 inventory slots for free.
It's an excellent reward for solving a puzzle.
Indeed. And then we delete the whatchamacallit to make sure, and now we have the puzzle we brute force. There is a way to solve this normally, but it is faster and easier to just brute force it. Come on. Nope.
Yeah, there's a particular sequence that you follow with the different letters, and yeah, the solutions are pretty plentiful. But yeah, there is a way, like you brute force it, and it's just a specific sequence of letters there. So good job, Abby.
Yay. And then here, there's Nikolai doing it. If you, again, do this the first thing, it just randomly catches on fire, and you're like, what? Whereas there, it makes more sense that Nikolai's trying to kill you, because there's also a reward on your head. So it's like, oh, and here's Nemi after many minutes of not being around. So there we go.
I swear, I feel like before he turned into Nemesis, he was a Olympic athlete that did the 100-meter relay, because that man
the speed
is
of
so
that sprint
fast.
is terrifying.
He is so fast.
And now we get the first major run killer via enemy, because Gravedigger here can do about a third of your HP, which is always fun if it hits you. So we have to turn these things on, but he'll pop out in spots. So if you're not fast enough, he'll be like, hello, I'm going to double hit you. And then you're like, ow. But if you're fast enough, why is no an option? I don't know, because why would you want to stay down there? Why, I ask you, do you want to stay down there? There's nothing there. I don't even know if he's killable here.
That's what I was going to say. If you want to find out if you can fight Gravedigger or not.
I remember when me and my brother were kids and I was watching him play, he tried fighting Gravedigger down there, and I don't know if it's killable because he died trying.
So there we go. And then recently I've changed what option I do here. But first we have to say hello to Nemesis, because surprise, he's on the train with us. And he's just like, hello. And then you just simply turn around and you're fine. However, we now have a choice to make. Do we hit the emergency brake or jump through the window? I used to jump through the window. I don't do that anymore, because that way we don't have dialogue with Carlos and he tries to give us an inventory again. So we choose option 2. And basically it just changes where you're starting. So you start outside instead of in the other end of the crash site that's on fire that has like a bunch of burning zombies. So run. And then we're gonna go here, go inside, and then we're gonna go here. And basically we're starting in the church part. Is essentially what's happened here. Grab the first key. Basically, whatever option you choose, that key will be first instead of the other key to the upstairs. Of course, the zombies will always break out in the church part. And that's the only point that we need to deal with them. We never come back to the church part ever again. And then here comes Carlos. He's like, you're alive, but no ammo is given, and we can easily skip that. I'm going to run over here and pick this up just to bring me back up to 3, because you never know how these are going to go. And also there's the unlimited blue herbs in case we get poisoned, because guess what? Giant spooters are here, as well as tiny spooters, because, can't have giant spooters without tiny spooters. However, they only count, the tiny spiders only show up if you choose option 2. If you choose option 1, they're not here. So I'm going to pick up all 4 of these so that I can make a double C, and then I can combine those to have maximum ammo. As far as I know, you cannot combine double to get a double C. You must do it and make a C and a C and then double the C. you can't just turn a double B and a double A into a double C, as far as I know. So we're gonna go back through this door because now we can go upstairs where, surprise, he's here and fine and dandy. So we've got giant spooters. Again, spooters will try to poison you. Generally, if they're hanging on the ceiling, that is more likely how you're gonna get poisoned. So here we go.
We did mention it earlier, but yeah, arachnophobia warning. And if you'd like, we could tell you when we're out of this area so you don't have to see them again.
Unfortunately, they might be in the park as well.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen them there, but that's interesting. That's possible.
Yeah, you either have a chance of getting worms, hunters, or spiders when you're in the water part of it. So it's up, down, up, down, up.
Oh no, I was gonna say I remember where those spiders are. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
No, you're good.
So we got the worst possible pattern possible because I had to change all 5 of them. It is very rare that you have to change all 5 of them. As a matter of fact, all the time I've been practicing, it's been like, you have to change like 2 of them or 3 of them. So you have to make sure that the audio matches what we initially heard. So that's why it's up, down, up, down, up. Apparently version 1.1 on the PlayStation, it's completely random, the order. So it's like, oh no, whereas the PC version only has 1 order. So you might be noticing the shiny silver thing. We're gonna leave that there for now and come back for it because there's no point in putting it in our inventory. Also, Nemi shows up again. We're gonna choose option 1. So he falls off the clock tower and is unconscious for a while, and we don't have to deal with him in this section. And here we have giant spooters again.
Yeah, the other option, instead of pushing him off, you can electrocute him, and yeah, it's surprising that doesn't down him for a long time. He'll as soon as you get into the upstairs there, he'll just hear that door and you see him running towards you, and you're like, I thought I electrocuted you.
Yeah, that's the thing, because also in the restaurant, you blow him up and he's just like, hi, I'm here. It's like, what? All right. Yeah. So it looks like
the character sheet for the Nemesis has to be very interesting. Resistance to elements extremely high. Resistance to gunshots and other piercing slightly lower.
So we are at 11 o'clock, so that means we have obsidian in the middle, amber and crystal on the other ones. Again, there are 4 possible options: 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. For most of my practice, it was giving me 5 o'clock until today, where it was not giving me that. It gave me 9 o'clock, and now 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we got Aqua Cure for the prior puzzle, and now 11 o'clock for this. Just keeping things fresh.
And now we're
music
poisoned.
Box puzzle. Uh-oh.
So when you're poisoned, you're automatically put into a caution state, which is why she's holding her ribs. But depending how long you take, you'll be put into a caution or into a dying state. But if you're fast enough for curing it, you can be put back into fine.
Back in full health.
And then there we go. So we're heading back up, and we're almost ready for Nemi 1. So here we go. We're gonna grab this. And because I have the C sitting in the inventory, we're also going to make our triple C and then make our magnum ammo. So first off, I'm gonna do that right now. Here we go. Combine these 2. Use it. There we go. And then I'm going to trade that. Then I'm going to equip that. Combine those 72, so that's 78, and then we're going to do that, and that sets up the boss fight, because basically the reason we're letting the bell ring is because there's a note you can find where it says, when you're ready to leave for evacuation, ring the bell of the clock tower and we'll come get you. But Nemesis has other plans and he shoots it down. However, because of all the options that I picked, Carlos shoots him here, which is why he doesn't have the rocket launcher. Does it make the fight easier? Not a clue. So he takes about 10 to 11 shots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're also in a virus state, which is similar to poison. Ow. Demi, can you stop being so aggressive? Thank you. It'd be so helpful if you weren't so aggressive.
Yeah, and no amount of heals or anything like that will cure you from that virus state. She is indeed infected with that T virus, and that kind of sets up the lore for Resident Evil 5.
I woke up to the
when you
sound
see
of falling rain.
Wesker with Jill and
can't
her
believe
blonde
I'm
hair and
still
all that sort of stuff.
alive.
Yes. It also sets up that her aging is slower, which is why she looks so young in Dead Island, because despite the fact that that's a movie, all of the side content and stuff is canon to everything. And so it's like, oh, all right then. And it is also assumed that Leon, because he gets infected with Plaga, ages slower and what have you. So if you were ever infected with a virus in the Resident Evil universe, slow aging, among other things. Of course, Sherry gets superpowers from the G virus. Jake, being Wesker's son, has superpowers. And what have you. And I believe Claire is infected with a strain of Ouroboros or something in Revelations 2, and all kinds of fun things. I think the only person that's never infected with anything that appears in more than one game is Chris.
Love that guy.
So here we're introduced to hunters. You can't skip this cutscene. Yeehaw.
Oh, also, why are we playing as Carlos?
Because we have to get the cure for Jill, because there's a cure or a vaccine for the T virus in this hospital. So he's off to get it, and we have to do the most annoying puzzle in the entire game to fix that. This is the worst puzzle in the game because, and you will see why when I get to the 4th floor. Also, for those who have played RE3 Remake, there is no Nathaniel Barr. There is just a slight flat fracture on his left, in his right arm, just below the elbow. So there is RNG to the elevator. On any given floor, you'll get zombies. We got them on the 4th floor. Boo, because there's nothing on the 4th floor. So if they weren't here, we would have nothing and everything would be fine. And whatever floor they would be on, they would be there instead of hunters. Nikolai tries to kill us. Oh no. We are getting a key to the 4th room, which has that RNG puzzle. It's quite terrible. So here we go. Turning. Now, the reason this is the worst is because there's no way to tell which one of these platforms it is. You are pushing this thing, and look how fast he's pushing this. You see how slow this is, and it could be the other side of the room for all we know. And also, if you push it too close to the sink, Carlos will push it up. So, and every time, oh, it was the first one, let's go. So this is going to be 5-3-1. Which is quite nice. Hooray for first try. Which saves us a ton of time, because every time you get it wrong, you have to leave the room, re-enter the room, and as you saw, there are 2 platforms there on the other side of the room, and yes, you have to push them that slowly to the other side of the room. So hooray for some good RNG on the worst puzzle. So there we go.
That's awesome.
And we can ignore these hunters. There are 2 hunters that we can't ignore because you can't ride the elevator if they're in the elevator. So it's like, oh joy. So we're going to run here. We're going to turn this on. This puzzle is also static. It is going to be 1-3A. And don't worry, these guys will wake up and try to murder you once you're done creating the other half of the vaccine. So 1, 3, and then flip the thing and hit A, and you're good.
Those hunter gammas are so cute, though. They're based off of frogs, so they look, I don't know, I think they're adorable.
And the other ones are based off of alligators. So there we go. We did it. And then I believe there's 2 different other kinds of hunters as well. Because I believe there's betas and zero, which are also frog-like, but will actually eat you. And then there's another one, I think. So this is the room where we have to kill them because we got to get back into the elevator. Also, you got to be careful because you can die from that explosion. So you want to be as far back as possible. I accidentally hit the 4th floor. There's nothing here, so it's fine, but still, it's like, oh no. So here we go, 1st floor. And again, more hunters. Please don't. Carlos, what are you stuck on? Stop it.
That cabinet.
Okay, I'm getting wombo comboed here, and now we've moved here. Uh-oh. Oh no, this is bad. Uh-oh.
Wow.
This is really bad. Okay, stop. Okay, there we go. Again, sometimes characters will get stuck in hey, I'm going to do the dodge motion, and it's like, that's great and all, but I can't win with you in a dodge motion. But luckily, those were the last 2 things that we had to fight, and unfortunately I had to fight them because they were just being a wall. And that's pretty much the end of the Carlos section here. Again, you don't play as Carlos that long. It's very short. But we need to get back to Jill. Also, say hello to the worms. Again, it can be worms or it can be, whatchamacallits, zombies. Also, the spiders can be changed as well. They might be the brain ones instead. And here comes Nemi. For whatever reason, it makes you face Nemi, but you can easily run away from him. You just have to turn around, and this is probably his coolest entrance, where he just runs in through. There is now a non-canon Chinese manhwa of Resident Evil where Nemesis and Birkin, I forget which Birkin, but they have a fight in the clock tower or around it, and it's really cool, but it is no longer canon, and so that makes me sad. As we're just heading out of the clock tower, and then we're going to go towards the park here. We're actually making really good time at the moment. And of course, because Nemi is chasing us, all the spiders are gone, because that's just how Nemesis is. He's just like, nah, I want to be the one that kills. You all stay out of here. And then we're gonna go in here. We're gonna pick up the park key. We're also not going to put anything in the box because we will have enough room for the rest of it. Do not try to shoot this zombie that's walking towards me. Just take the bite, because she'll aim at the barrel instead, and it will again kill.
Oh.
So it's like, oh joy. And there is a 1 in 3 option here. You will either get worms or you will get hunters, and there's something else that you can possibly get as well. This is also either the hunter gammas or zombies. Nice double shot. You saw how far away that second zombie was. So again, this is why we keep the shotgun, because for whatever reason, when it comes to regular enemies, the shotgun is great. But when it comes to bosses, you want the Magnum. But the Magnum is terrible for dealing with everything else.
That's so strange, given how in other games the Magnum basically one-shots everything. 1 or 2 shot.
Yeah, it's weird, but you know what? Like I said, bosses, I don't think they're shotgun. I don't care. So that's why we have the Magnum. It's even with the grenade launcher. If you were to do the grenade launcher route, you would use the grenade launcher for Nemi and for a Gravedigger, but not for regular enemies. So now we have the puzzle that you can barely see the solution for, the appropriate solution. So it's like, but the answer is quite simple. It's you want the 2 black gears on top and the 2 silver gears on the bottom. You'll see it once the puzzle is done, but you won't see it when you need to do it, which is hilarious because it's like, oh no. So now we're down here. This is where spiders can potentially be, but it's only on your way back. It's either going to be hunters, worms, or spiders. It was... We don't know yet. And then we're going to the park. The reason I picked up that key off that corpse is because you can't get in here without it. Also, I'm going to reload this and carry it because it's the Gravedigger fight next. So the first thing I'm going to do is run over here. And then we're going to say goodbye to the lighter because that's the last time we need the lighter. Yes, you use it twice and it's very far apart.
Now, we won't need to make any more Magnum ammo despite all that gunpowder being there because we have, 50 bullets?
67.
Wow.
I believe. But you see, the bosses are sponges, so it's like, oh no. If you were to do the grenade launcher route, you would want acid rounds for Gravedigger, because that's Gravedigger's weakness. And then once we get the key and we try to crawl back under, we get another report. Again, Nikolai's been taking care of all the other Umbrella Special Forces members. And then he's like, haha, I'm here. And then Gravedigger shows up. Whoop. So there we go. And then pops up. This is where we want to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reload. I don't know if that other shot hit or not. And then it's going to do these 1 pops that you see here. It's going to do it again. Come on. Again, it's going to bait me. And then, ooh, we're in danger. We're good. And then it's going to do another one of the I'm going to crawl all over the place. And there we go. And then that's the end of the park. We just have to make it back through. And then it's on to the final area, which is the Dead Factory.
Well done on that fight, by the way. Nice pivot.
You. There's also another way that you can kill him. There's a couple... Oh, you got spooters. There's a couple ways you can kill it. You can shoot it, like I did, or you can electrocute it because it'll knock over the lampposts, and it'll be like... And then once you knock over the lamppost and it gets electrocuted in the pond, but that's a little bit slower. Plus, you have to physically knock them down, so it's like, oh...
And I think Jill can get electrocuted too, right?
I think so. But I don't think she gets insta-killed. I think she gets dangered, I think. It's been a while since I've done the knock over the lamppost method. And because we killed everything in here, there's nothing that respawns or anything. But we are going to meet an old friend.
I wonder who.
So do I. I wonder who it could be. Tree, do you have any idea who it could be?
like monosyllabic, maybe? Tall, dark, handsome?
There he is.
Okay,
Nemesis.
yeah, seems about
Close
right.
enough. Close enough.
So you want to select option 1 because option 2 will actually make the game longer because you have to deal with Nikolai in a helicopter. And
That's
we
such
don't
an
want
intense
that.
scene.
Carlos.
It's pretty cool, though, not gonna lie.
I've never seen it. I only learned about what option 2 did when I sent you notes because I had no idea what the other options actually did. So right now, we're just pressing buttons, but please do go on.
Oh, I was going to say, so for that Nikolai in the helicopter, you can choose either to negotiate with him or shoot down the helicopter. So it's pretty cool to see how those two different scenarios can play out. He basically takes the last helicopter out, so that's not very kind of him.
No, it is not. Or you can choose to not select an option, and he just tries to kill you, and until he runs out of bullets and then runs away. I at least know that much. There is a website that will tell you what all the options do. Also, there are several guides on SRC that talk about like the options and what have you, and will give you all the puzzle solutions. It's actually very helpful, and will show you like what they mean for one particular puzzle, which is the last RNG puzzle, which can be a little bit complicated to understand the first time. But once you get the grasp of what they're talking about, it's like, oh, this makes perfect sense, and it's quite easy. So we're just going to get rid of those zombies, and then we're going to head to the basement as we're about to do that final multiple choice question. As we head down here, please don't hit me. Again, better than zombies for whatever reason. I call them naked zombies, but they're all like red and veiny and stuff like that. They don't die as easy as regular zombies, and I'm like, can you please just get out of my way? Also, Jill has this problem sometimes in this spot where she doesn't want to climb up, and also if the worm grabs you, you cannot climb up until they are off of you, which is rather unfortunate. Whoops, I forgot to grab the water sample. Please grab water sample. All right, here we go. Yeehaw.
It's nice that it's literally right there, and then it's funny how there's a couple of the puzzle solutions like that where your key is literally right next to the puzzle and you don't have to hunt very far for it.
So here's how this puzzle works. Now you're gonna see it do this. This means I'm on the puzzle medium low. Pay attention to the first little thing there, and you see how it's 2 pips and then a low pip? That's how you know that it is medium low. So you're gonna see it go to show you kind of like what everything is at. You don't really need to pay attention to what your thing is at because you know that it's medium low. So all you need to do for medium low is you need to do A, right 1, and then you move on to B. And then B is also right 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And then you go over to C, which is right 4 times, or left 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to see if you've got it correctly, you do that, and then it'll proceed to do the match. Again, it took me a while to realize what medium low, high empty, medium empty, and high low meant, but it's literally the first pip out of all the pips. Is to understand what that is. So that is the thing you want to pay attention to, and that makes this puzzle so much less scarier. And then we're out of here, and we gotta deal with worms. It's not a situation where when you move it's something different. Unfortunately, I got grabbed again. But it's fine, because they don't slow you down while they're attached to you. I need you off the stairs, so please, off the stairs. And then we're going in, and then we're going to fight the second to final Nemi. But it's funny, because you immediately fight Acid Nemi and watch Nikolai get killed by Nemi, and then you go into the final boss fight directly after. So here we go. Nikolai tries to shoot us, Nemesis kills him, and then we go over to the disc placement. We're going to reload and equip and then do this. Now, one thing about this boss fight is the game wants to teach you how to defeat, how it works. You can just sit there and unload bullets on him, but there's also acid valves. So it wants to use the acid valves. But that can be a little bit of a pain to get the timing right and what have you. So I typically will just sit there and shoot it. But again, the game wants to teach this to you, so it's got a bit of an unskippable cutscene. But the timer goes down regardless, and it's about, I want to say 20 shots. I could be wrong and miscounted, but if you acid him, it makes it shorter too, but it's not something that I generally go for. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Again, it's completely random if Jill's gonna do it. Also, I did hit a valve, which is pretty funny. And then, ooh, I think that hit him. Ooh, that hit him.
Yeah, we double up.
I think so too.
Nice.
And funny thing about the acid is that it can make him lose his head. Even when he has no head, he will still attack you, which is pretty bonkers. So
That's terrifying.
it is. I think no matter what, even if you don't, even if the acid doesn't decapitate him, his head will just fall off anyways at the end of the fight. So no matter what, he's losing his head.
Load. There we go. Yeah, he just falls apart. Because I think the animation is that the game expects you to do the acid
Use
shot.
the acid, sure.
So it's still doing that. And then we get the greatest fanfare of all time. This won't stop until you leave. So we are stuck listening to this the entire time. And then back to shotgun because there's a couple of zombies that we have to deal with on our way out of here.
Confirmed.
So there we
All
go.
personnel evacuate immediately.
Immediately. And then we're going. Again, these zombies, completely annoying because you can never tell if they're dead, and they have more hit points, I think, than regular ones. We're about to fight 3 more that I'm like, are you dead? No? Well, curses. See? It's like, they're good to go, right? No. Not at all.
Did you kick their heads?
Yes. And then we're
Good job.
going. And then we find out about the missile, so we head on down. And then there's like one more you have to deal with, though there is one that's lying down that can grab you. It didn't though, so we're good. That was also the last thing we hit with our guns, because the thing about Final Nemi, I don't think he can die from regular bullets, he has to die from the rail cannon. So here we go, rail cannon time. So we have to start the rail cannon up, and then it's like there's no batteries connected, and you must connect them in order. So you must do 1, 2, 3. You can't do like 1, 2, or like 3, 2, even though 3 is literally right beside the thing. So you're like, I would have liked to have pushed that one in like right now. So
That would have
not
been
enough
convenient.
power. Yes. And so we're gonna push.
I believe with your regular, I was going to say, I believe with your regular guns, like you can just unload into him, but then eventually he just kind of creeps off into the corner and stays there until the railgun hits him.
Oh.
And here's Final Nemi without his head, but he's, of course, in true Resident Evil fashion, your final boss has to transform into something bigger, right?
And it now has a new head. As you can see, it's like mouth, and it'll spit acid at you. And it's like, why do you have to spit acid?
Head, mandible, it's close enough.
And it has like these little worms that come out of his brain.
Yes. So right now he's on top of the thing. And then Jill, please push. Excellent. Pray. Now activated.
And you will have to wait until the railgun shoots through those containers before it kills Nemi. So no matter what, you have to wait twice.
Yep. But
And it
that
takes
doesn't
some time
mean
for
that
that
it
thing.
can. It doesn't mean that it won't hit him the first time. So I'm sitting in this corner to try to lure Nemi here as he just slowly goes, but also he'll try to like spit at me, and it's gross, and it's like, can you not try to acid? Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you'll know it hits because he makes a roar every time. And then I'm gonna go like this to lure him down here.
Oh, something that we didn't know there at the wall before Nemi transformed. That was Mr. X, I believe, or one of the tyrants. So he just ate one of those tyrants to help transform into this.
There's one right there too.
Wow.
And he's dead. However, because this is Hotfix, we're not going to do the fast option here. Yes, that's right. There is
Go on.
2 options. There is one where Jill just runs away, and then there's the one we're going to select. I don't want to spoil it, but you might remember a famous line from this game. And this is what happens when you select option 1. Because we can't just let Nemesis just sit here and chill and be cool. And be like, ha, I got the last laugh. No. So he tries to spit at us. We dodge. And then, yeah, that's right. We're taking him out.
Such an iconic scene.
I'll give you stars. So, again, this is not the option you want if you're on PB pace or anything like that, but this is Hotfix, so we had to give the cool cinematic, I'm super awesome and cool ending.
Oh yeah, this is the swag choice, and there's always time in speedruns for swag.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And that is time. And that is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis on the PC. Technically time doesn't end until the cutscene, but whatever. You don't control it anymore. Mar, would you like to tell the fine people where they can find you and what have you?
Sure. I'm at twitch.tv/Marphoria. I speedrun Resident Evil 1 Remake and Resident Evil 7. I've watched OG RE3 speedruns for many years. It's actually one of the things that brought me to Twitch. So such a really awesome speedrun. GG's again on that, Abby. And where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/Abby's Corner. I speedrun many a Resident Evil, Silent Hill. I got like 55 games that I speedrun, don't worry about it. And you can also find me on Blue Sky at Abby's Corner as well. I'm doing Silent Hill F UFO endings right now as well. But yeah, thank you, T-Tree, for having us. Super appreciate it and was happy to show this game.
My sincere pleasure. Thank you to both of you for being here.
Raccoon City. The President and Federal Council have ruled that the Bacillus Terminate operation is the best course of action for this extreme
Classic
situation. And
static ending screen over the ending text.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that fact, Raccoon City has been literally wiped
You
off the
imagine
map.
it for yourself until, of course, the next day when Resident Evil 2 happens.
Oh no, we're now on October 1st, so we're a day after Leon and Claire have escaped. So yeah, when Jill, after Jill gets poisoned and Carlos runs to the hospital, we're October 1st, and they leave September 30th. And so it's like really weird in RE4 when they show the explosion, because I'm like, Leon, did you even see that explosion on October 1st? Or were you like already out of the city? ? So it's
That's a question for a different game.
Indeed.
Big true.
Oh, and that
thank you so much.
reminds me,
Go ahead.
one more thing about the speedrun. You must watch the credit scene. You cannot skip this because you need to show your results screen. And I believe it's about 4 to 5 minutes for that to go through. So if you're interested in running the game, keep that in mind, that you need to make it to the results screen. And one thing about specifically this version of the game, if you alt-tab, the game freezes and the game stops. And I believe that invalidates the run even if you're on the credit sequence.
But this is one of the best themes ever in the series, so I would not mind watching/listening to this.
Yeah, no, we have a few more minutes here, and while I'm talking to two amazing femmes in speedrunning, I'll give you a second to shout out the Frame Fatale, the community of women and femmes who share a passion for speedrunning, gaming, and charity. In addition to the two flagship events, they host activities year-round in their community Discord, like the Game of the Month Club and randomizer events. You can type !FF in chat to learn more and get involved. Yeah, that is the end of Out of the Box for the evening, but that means we have an extra long episode